Hi, I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your Family and Consumer Science Agent. Welcome to our fourth and final installment of Trash to Treasure, upcycling everyday items into usable, functional, fun projects. Now, like I said, this is our fourth part. If you missed any of the first three, they are available on this same link in our playlist on YouTube. And we've talked so far about recycling plastic bottles. We've talked about using t-shirts to make a variety of different types of projects. And then we had one that we talked about using your old magazines and catalog pages to get some different ideas for fun projects you can do or you can do with kids over the summer. Today, we're going to talk about denim and jeans. We all have that favorite pair of jeans that we just can't quite bear to let go of, but maybe it's getting a little raggedy, or maybe we've outgrown them, our kids have outgrown them, or sometimes we outgrow our own. So these are things that you can take those jeans and use to have some fun, kind of keepsake things. Maybe it's their first pair of baby jeans and you don't really want to get rid of them, but you don't have any way to save them or display them. So here's some ideas, things you can use to do that. These jeans, the things we're going to be showing today, some are things that myself, my husband, my children no longer use that we're using, or if you don't have those things around, try the thrift store. Pick up some here and there at garage sales, then just wash them. Take the parts you need to do your projects. And it can still be a very inexpensive way. Now, as with t-shirts that we talked about last time, if you sew, if you're a seamstress and you want to sew, you can do that with most of these projects. What we're going to do today are the simple versions that don't require a machine or even really hand stitching to do them. So let's start off. The first thing we're going to talk about are recycled jean planters. Again, all the information, the written instructions for how to do these projects is included in our FCS newsletter that goes out every other month. So May, June is the one that's coming out right now. If you're not on that list and would like to receive a newsletter, contact our office or go online, curryextension.nmsu.edu, click on Family Health and Wellness, and sign up for the newsletter. You can choose to get that hard copy in the mail or over email. And like I said, it has the instructions for all of these projects. So for the planter, all you need is a pair of jeans. You can do large jeans or small jeans. I find, of course, it's much easier to work with child size. Okay, toddler size jeans to make these. All you need is a pair of jeans, liquid starch, and then something to make the shape of your jeans. All right, so this one you see here, I've used some large plastic, just plastic jars to hold the shape. For this one that I have sitting over here, I have just some 2-liter bottles in there to hold it up, hold the shape, and keep it upright while it dries. You can use balloons just like you do with paper mache. You can stuff it. The big thing is as your starch dries, of course, that you want it to dry so that it'll dry hard like it has here, but it's also going to be a little bit sticky. So you need to be careful, and you don't want to use things that are going to stick and adhere to your starch, and you won't be able to remove them once you're ready to use the planter. This one's not quite dry. The more creases and bunches and things you have, the longer it will take your starch to dry. So pretty simple. We're going to take this little pair of jeans. I have just a small container here that I'm going to use. You can fill your container with starch and submerge your jeans. I find that I use less starch if I just go ahead and put the jeans in first. Pour your starch on. And then you're going to want to mix it around until you make sure that everything is wet, that it's saturated all the way through. And that's going to be very important because any spot that's not wet and saturated is not going to harden like you want with your starch. Okay, so I'm not going to actually feel it around and do all of that right now because then I can't show you anything else, because once you have the starch on your hands, you're going to have to stop and wash them before you can move on to the next step. So once you have it saturated, you're going to remove it from here and add whatever you're using to stabilize it so that it can sit to dry. Now, so there's a choice you need to make. If you want to bunch it all the way up and have it open at the bottom, or if you want it closed at the bottom. So for instance, on this one, it's still pretty long. So what I've done is pulled it up, and I'm going to trim the leg off. And then once this is wet, where it's how I want it with my starch, I'm just going to tuck the bottom in, okay, so that it can dry closed. So the bottom will be sealed. I left the bottom of this one open. I just stuck the stuff up in there and left the bottom down. Then you bunch it, squish it, push it around, however you want your jeans to look. Okay, if you want them to look like a little person is still in them, or if you want it to be tall and slender, you can do any of those things. If you make it tall, okay, and I've seen some where they're the full pair of like adult jeans that stand up tall, those typically have something inside them. So you can starch them really heavy and get them started, but whatever you put in to make the legs, you're going to want to leave in there to keep it standing upright. Guys, that's a lot of weight to put on it. Once it's dry, you remove what you have on the inside, and then you can put silk, artificial flowers. You can drop a couple of potted plants right down in here. You decorate it, add whatever type of belt, bow, thing that you want to spiff it up. You can put a little Christmas tree in here and decorate it for Christmas time. Makes a really sweet gift for someone that you can share. So just something kind of fun, interesting to put out there for people to see. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of our way. So then the next thing is, and again, a very simple project that you can pull together is just using a picture frame. We all end up with those picture frames that we've taken down off the wall, or we need to remove or get rid of, or we come across them at the dollar store and it's hard to pass up that good bargain. So this is a very simple way. You're going to want to take out the backing, you're going to want to take out the glass, and then determine how you want to cover your frame with denim. The thing to think about is obviously we don't want to end up with too much bulk on the back where it won't lay flat, or covering this piece where we can't put the glass and the photo back in it, depending on what you're wanting to frame. So one of the things I saw that looked really cute is they just had taken the belt loops and just layered the belt loops going around. Some of them they just used the seam off the side of the jeans. What I have here, this is a ruffle that was actually on the top of the jeans. You can see, if I can find it, the button, where it buttoned, and it had this ruffle around the waist. So it's already ruffled, it's already cutesy. We can just take that and with some hot glue, begin to apply that. Oh, my glue doesn't want to come out. There we go. Around our frame. So determine which way you want to go. I want the ruffle to come off and the straight edge to be toward the center. And then I'm just going to start and work my way around and kind of do a cute little tuck right there. It's going to take a little bit of glue to make that stay. Take a lot of glue to make it stay. And again, there's different types of glue you could use. We're just using a standard hot glue because it's quick and you don't have to stand here and hold it for a long time waiting for it to dry. Okay, so this is how, let me say we've only done two sides, but you can see how we're going to wrap all the way around, and that will finish it off. This frame doesn't actually have a top or a bottom, so I can get it decorated around, and then if I want to add, again, ribbon or bow or some type of an embellishment, I can decide where I want to be the bottom and which I want to be the top once it's around. If you have a frame that's already got a top and a bottom, you're going to want to make sure you plan that out ahead so that you can get everything laid out accordingly. So the next thing I have, these are going to, the last two projects are going to use just the pockets off the jeans. So maybe you don't want to keep whole pairs of jeans. Maybe you don't have a use for all of the legs and the other things. But so as you're getting rid of those types of things, or maybe somebody else has asked to take that, they're making a quilt or they're working on a project where they need the denim, you can just remove the pockets to keep. I have some here, of course, back pockets is what we traditionally think of. But then these are also just the watch pockets that would be like right here on your jeans, cut out. So that gave us some different shapes and different sizes for pockets as well. So to start with, one of the things you can make that's handy, again, a nice gift, a sweet thing that you can give, but this is a magnet. So you can see the pocket. There's a magnet on the back. So the idea is this could go on the fridge. So like for my shopping list, I have a notepad that already has the magnet on it that's on the fridge, but I can never find the pen or the pencil that we've put up there to use. So this is a great way to kind of keep all of that stuff together and make sure that it's there. Pretty simple. All you do is remove the pocket. Now you want to trim up to the edge but not over, because once you cut the seam, obviously it's no longer a pocket. So you want to make sure that you keep the back with your pocket so that it still has an opening, okay? Then we just use, this is just poster board. You can use a piece of cardboard, cut it to match your pocket, glue it on there. That's going to give it a little more stability, makes it pretty sturdy, and then you can attach your magnet to that. And then all you have to do is decorate. Now you can decorate any way you want. Again, these make great gifts. They're fun. You can add initials to them. There's all types of amazing fringes and ruffles and things that you can pick up already made, or you can make your own to add that. And what we're using is just plain old magnet roll, and you cut this off for the length you want it to be. It is already sticky, but I do apply a little hot glue before I put it on there to make sure that it will stay, because we've all had those things fall off the fridge and the magnet's still there, but the item's on the floor. So we want to make sure we reinforce that. Okay, so then finally, what I've got is a pocket organizer. These are fun because you can take all the pockets you have left over, all different sizes, and make whatever you want. I've seen some turned into advent calendars, some again just if you wanted to do Post-its and pins, or if you wanted to keep them at the front for keys and things that people need to have. Everybody can have their own pocket. So to do that, all you need to do is several pockets, however many you want. You can have up to 20 pockets to make something large, or you can use craft supplies, things like that. They're great for that. You can use a board as a backing, and maybe you only need 4 or 5 pockets. So it just depends on what you're trying to make and what you have for pockets. So you're going to spend a little time taking your pockets and saying, okay, how can I lay this out? Make it cutesy. So here, this would give me 3 pockets that I could hang up for something. Or maybe I want to do pockets coming down, almost like little stair steps. Okay, so once you figure out how you want to lay your pockets out, then we're going to use a canvas backing, a board, something that you can attach them to. And so same thing, if you want to sew, you can sew them on. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and glue that down to the backing. We're going to cut our backing to fit whatever shape we've made. And then we can add a ribbon to tie it like a banner. We can put multiple magnets. We can loop yarn through there, something to hold it up, however we want to attach it to the wall to hang it up somewhere where we can use it. Okay, so fun, simple things that you can do with a pair of jeans. Several, 1 or 2 pairs of jeans would make several projects for you, and then you can use your embellishments, make it cute, personalize it to how you want it to be. Again, I'm Mindy Turner. This has been Trash to Treasure. We hope you've enjoyed this series. We hope that you will join us in the future. If you have questions that you would like to ask, go back to that website, give us a phone call, stop by our office. We are at 818 North Main in Clovis. We would love to meet you. So come by, see us, have a wonderful day, enjoy your projects. We'd love to see pictures of anything that you create.